I would like to share a story in this video, a story of how flying reunites family and friends across the miles. This isn't just a video about airplanes as machines, rather flying machines as tools of connection and keepers of community. I grew up on the East Coast. I grew up flying airplanes up and down the eastern seaboard. But 15 years ago, I moved west to Colorado, and most of my flying adventures remained west of the Mississippi. It's some of the most beautiful flying in the world there. 5 years ago, I bought a Cessna 421, and all of a sudden, flying from Colorado to the East Coast seemed possible. This year, we took full advantage of having an airplane on the East Coast and leveraged general aviation to visit family and friends. We started by showing my kids Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. We did all the touristy things like Independence Hall, Liberty Bell, and City Hall, where my grandfather worked as a court reporter for 30 years. We visited Benjamin Franklin's print shop where they showed us how printing was done 200 years ago. These were things I did as a young boy and then did with my young wife when we got married. Now I had the opportunity to teach my kids about our nation's earliest discussions on self-government. We even heard the Wanamaker pipe organ play Christmas tunes. We did other quintessential Philly activities like run up the steps at the art museum like Rocky. Not exactly at top speed, but a possible first attempt. It was their first time in an art museum. This is us on the backside of the art museum at a park overlooking the Schuylkill River. Not a bad day for December 28th. We searched out a local deli and ate authentic cheesesteaks. Then the team went to church on Sunday in Italian South Philly, where I ran into my high school principal. During our stay in Philadelphia, we lived in a row home, just as my father and mother did for their childhoods. Row homes are a staple of the city and allow home ownership to a broad class of citizens. My children loved getting to explore these old homes. We celebrated my sister's birthday with some accordion playing by my brother. I could imagine a similar scene playing out in thousands of these row homes with cousins and siblings and neighbors all piling into relatively small spaces for Christmas Eve or for wedding receptions, just as my Irish grandmother did. So often when we launch in the Cessna 421, we are heading hundreds or 1,000 miles away from our departure. It's almost comical how far we have to fly away from Colorado to get to the good destinations. However, one of the legs on this portion of the trip was short at just 130 miles from northeast Philadelphia to St. Mary's, Maryland. Along the way, we were treated to a low but brilliant eastern sun and a view of Navy Pax River Air Station, the home of Naval Aviation Flight Test. I got to fly with my brother as co-pilot, something he's only done twice before with me. What an opportunity to let him fly, watch the scenery pass underneath him on a trip he made hundreds of times, to see my sister and visit our mother. Here we met my brother-in-law and his kids. They greeted us with a 15-passenger church van to drive us around the Maryland countryside. We got to play on the rocks of the Chesapeake Bay, near where some of the earliest European settlers hit the shoreline and started making their way inland. We toured the lighthouse and took selfies in the clear air and ate fresh fish. My children got to spend joy-filled time with many cousins there, creating connection in spite of the miles between them usually. After all this family fun, we jumped back in the airplane, departed St. Mary's Regional Airport, and headed to Jacksboro, Tennessee, to visit one of my early flight students and his wife. You will see views here of farmland, Chesapeake Bay, lots of coastal forest. It is an idyllic place to live. What an amazing use of our airplane.
Yep. Got to see Bridget and Myron.
What? Sorry.
What's that?
Sorry, what did you say? My hat took off.
Your hat fell off. I was saying it was nice to see them, right? We got to see our cousins.
Yeah.
So now we're in the turn direct to destination, which is quite a ways away. 374 miles away to be exact, but that's what we're on our way to. And we just got above the clouds there. Let go of the control wheel. What do you think is going to happen?
What?
Whoop, it's going to pop up on us, right? So we keep pushing down. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take your hand on this trim wheel here. Go ahead and roll this forward a little bit. A little more than that. There you go. That's probably good. Now we're going to let everything equilibrate, and then we're going to take our hands off the controls and see what happens. Oh, it looks pretty good when I look out to the left or to the right. Everything's pretty good, right? So I just need to do a little bit of flying on occasion, like to keep the wings level, or if I'm a little high, well, maybe I'll push a little bit down, but not very much, just a little bit. Good job, leveling the wings. That's how you do it. You look outside and you see how much space there is, right? How much ground between the horizon and the wingtip, how much ground you see, and when you see equal ground on both sides, then you know you're pretty well level. That cloud I was asking you to fly to, that's this cloud right out in front of us.
Oh, dang, okay.
Yeah, so let's fly just a little bit to the left there, and we're going to fly right over the top of it here. It looks like we won't fly in it, but we're going to be right over the tops of it.
Okay.
Perfect, good job, yep. Eventually what you learn how to do, and I know it's hard for you because you're so short right now, but eventually you learn how to kind of look out across the horizon and know whether or not the airplane is turning, so you don't have to look to the left and to the right quite as much. But that's okay, you're doing fine right now, especially given your short stature. Not as cute as Mary, because when she was flying, she was absolutely fantastic. She was adorable. She did really well. I was telling her, I remember when I was 8 or 10 and got to fly with my dad for one of the first times in a big twin, and I was up front with him, and so I definitely remember that. So.
Is it the first time she's flown?
It's not, but it's the first time where I guess it's true.
You were too much fun.
That was too much fun up here. Going 2 hours to the start of the approach. That'll be good.
You know, with a father who flies airplanes, and who lets her fly airplanes, I mean, it's going to be really tough for her dates to top you.
That's true.
You know, you're really throwing the gauntlet down.
What can you do?
Exactly. I've already done.
Good. The weather at the destination is still good, so.
Right through the cloud. Woo! Gosh, I love that.
It'll be nice to see Bill and Lisa.
Oh yeah, we love
to check out Eastern Tennessee. That's an area I've never been to. When I was a real young kid, I went to the Great Smoky Mountains, which is in that area, but we came at it from the North Carolina side, like Asheville in that area. So I've never been to Eastern Tennessee proper. I'm super looking forward to that.
Oh yeah.